Aristotle's Dynama, translated as On the Soul, delves into the nature of the soul, exploring its relationship with the body, its faculties, and the essence of life itself. This work is pivotal in understanding Aristotle's philosophy, providing a bridge between metaphysics, biology, and psychology. The following sections offer a comprehensive overview of the key concepts, ideas, and arguments found in this classic text. What is the soul? Aristotle defines the soul as the form of a natural body having life potentially within it. Dynama, Book 2. This definition emphasizes the soul as the essential principle that gives life to living beings. According to Aristotle, the soul is not separate from the body but is the essence that makes a body a living body rather than merely matter. The soul is the cause and principle of a living body. Dynama, Book 2. Key points. The soul is the form of a living body, meaning it is the actuality of a body capable of life. It is not a substance apart from the body but is rather intertwined with it. The soul encompasses both the potential and actual aspects of life. The three types of souls. Aristotle identifies three types of souls, each corresponding to a different kind of living being. These souls differ in their faculties and the types of activities they can perform. Nutritive soul, found in plants, responsible for growth, reproduction, and nutrition. Sensitive soul, found in animals, adding the faculties of sensation, appetite, and movement to those of the nutritive soul. Rational soul, unique to humans, encompassing the faculties of the other two but adding reason and intellect. Plants have the nutritive faculty alone. Other living things a greater number, perception, for example, and desire and locomotion, while still others have also intellect and reason. Dynama, Book 2. Understanding the hierarchy. Nutritive soul is the basis of life, shared by all living organisms. Sensitive soul includes the capacity for sensation and is the basis of animal life. Rational soul distinguishes human beings due to their capacity for thought and deliberation. The faculties of the soul. Aristotle breaks down the soul into various faculties, each responsible for a specific function. 1. Nutritive faculty enables growth, nourishment, and reproduction, fundamental to all life forms. 2. Sensitive faculty allows the perception of the environment, includes the five senses, sight, hearing, smell, taste, and touch, integrates information from the senses, forming a unified perception of the world. 3. Appetitive faculty governs desires and impulses. It is closely tied to sensation, as desires often arise from sensory experiences. 4. Locomotive faculty enables movement in animals, operates through a combination of desire and perception. 5. Intellective faculty, specific to humans, engages in thinking, reasoning, and deliberation. Aristotle distinguishes between the active intellect and the passive intellect, the former being responsible for abstract thought. The intellect is thought to be the most divine of all substances. Dynama, Book 3. The nature of perception. Aristotle provides a detailed account of how perception functions within the soul. He argues that perception occurs when the senses come into contact with external objects, but it is more than just a passive reception of sensory data. Perception requires a medium, such as air or water, through which sensory information is transmitted. Each sense is capable of perceiving a specific range of stimuli. For example, the eye perceives color. The process of perception is active, as it involves the transformation of potentiality into actuality. Perception is a kind of alteration. Dynama, Book 2. Key concepts. Actuality and potentiality. Perception actualizes what is potentially present in the external world, the unity of sensory experience. Despite the diversity of senses, Aristotle emphasizes that the soul integrates these experiences into a coherent whole. The role of the intellect. In Book 3, Aristotle shifts his focus to the rational aspect of the soul. Here, he introduces two forms of intellect. 1. Passive intellect, nous patheticus, capable of receiving and being affected by sensory information. It is perishable and subject to change. 2. Active intellect, nous poeticus, pure, immaterial, and eternal, responsible for abstracting universal concepts from sensory data, often likened to light, which makes potential knowledge actual. The active intellect is separate, impassible, and unmixed, being in its essential nature activity. Dynama, Book 3. The debate of immortality. Aristotle's views on the immortality of the soul focus largely on the active intellect, which he considers separate and divine. The precise interpretation of this concept remains a topic of scholarly debate. Aristotle's critique of predecessors. Aristotle critically examines the theories of his predecessors, such as Plato and the Pythagoreans. He refutes the idea that the soul is a separate substance that merely resides in the body. Aristotle argues against Plato's theory of forms, emphasizing that the soul and body are not distinct entities but form a unity. He rejects the Pythagorean concept of the soul as a harmony of bodily elements, asserting instead that the soul is the principle that organizes and animates the body. It is clear that the soul is not separable from the body, or at any rate, certain parts of it are not, if it has parts. Dynama, Book 2. Key takeaways from Dynama. Unity of soul and body. Aristotle's view contrasts sharply with dualistic perspectives, emphasizing a holistic approach to the nature of life. Hierarchy of souls. Understanding the types of souls helps to categorize different living beings and their functions. The role of the intellect. The active intellect remains one of the most mysterious aspects of Aristotle's theory, influencing later thinkers like Aquinas and medieval scholars. Study checklist. Understand the definition of the soul as the form of a living body. Familiarize yourself with the three types of souls and their faculties. Focus on Aristotle's concepts of potentiality and actuality. Compare Aristotle's critiques of Plato and the Pythagoreans. Reflect on the implications of the active and passive intellect for the nature of thought and knowledge. Conclusion. The legacy of Dynama. Aristotle's Dynama provides a profound exploration of the nature of life, the relationship between body and soul, and the faculties that make perception and thought possible. While some aspects of his theory, such as the active intellect, remain subjects of debate, his holistic approach to the soul has had a lasting impact on the fields of psychology, metaphysics, and philosophy. For those seeking to understand the essence of living beings and the roots of consciousness, Dynama is an essential text. To attain any assured knowledge about the soul is one of the most difficult things in the world. Dynama, Book I.